AGN would like to thank our sponsor, Wirecast. Wirecast software lets you produce professional-looking live events with just a camera, an internet connection, and a computer. Stream or record live internet shows, broadcast breaking news or sporting events, stream live concerts, transmit church services, corporate meetings, lectures, and much more. Wirecast, your webcasting presentation solution.
Welcome to Araxis Global Network, the premier voice of objective reporting, covering the events that affect your world, your life, and your PlanetSide 2 news and information. We cover what it means to be a PlanetSide 2 fan. You love the game, you will love the AGN. We are your #1 source of all things PlanetSide 2, featuring spot-on and up-to-date updates. Yes, we said up-to-date updates that will promise to whet your appetite for PlanetSide 2 news. Will you find cutting-edge information as well as breaking news screenshots on AGN? Does a pole dancer have thighs that can crush your head? Yes. And now, introducing your distinguished hosts, your friends and fellow PlanetSide 2 groupies, Hamma and Marsman.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Araxis Global Network. I am Hamma. I am joined here tonight by Jenny Boo, who you will not be able to see. She can say hello, she can talk.
Hi everybody. We're having technical difficulties yet again.
Yes. So we experienced all sorts of fun technical difficulties before we got the show started tonight.
And what's this one?
This one is related to not being able to run multiple cameras, but we are able to bring in the remote video guests, so we will continue the show. You'll just have to stare at my ugly mug a little bit more than you usually do. I'm sure you're all thrilled about that. So we've got a couple different things going on here tonight. We're going to talk about the new cinematic trailer. We're going to talk to Sardis and obviously myself and Jenny Boo about our gameplay experience and what our thoughts are. And you guys can feel free to ask some questions through IRC or Twitch chat, which we should be watching a little closer this time than we typically do because we have some settings set up. As my phone vibrates all over the desk. I'm sure you guys can all hear that. Wonderful. We're also going to talk about a couple of other things, and I actually do have a fancy graphic where I can bring up and show you. So we're going to talk about gameplay experience. We're going to talk about the cinematic trailer. We are going to talk preview coverage discussion, which basically is kind of talking about all the different stuff that has come out this month, this week. And then we're going to talk Matt Higby, which we had our live interview last week where we had to cut the show a little short. And then we have the roundtable discussion. We're just going to kind of talk about, whatever comes up. So this is just one or two things I wanted to cover very quickly before we go ahead and get started here.
The bot.
Yes, the bot. So you guys in IRC can actually...
in the AGN channel.
Yes, in the AGN channel in IRC, you can type !Q for a question, and then your !Q, and then what your question is, and we'll kind of get that. So be sure to do that if you're in irc.planetside-universe.com, or you can go to planetside-universe.com and click chat in the upper.
We will be watching Twitch as well. It won't be as easy for me to keep track, but I will try to.
Indeed.
Keep on that.
So there's just one thing that I wanted to cover here before we get started, and that is the fact that it seems that there's a lot of confusion out there about people wondering if they can stream PlanetSide 2 if they're in the technical test. The answer is no. You can't do that. What's wrong with you people? I've seen about 7 people do it now and get banned from beta. So you guys can't stream PlanetSide 2 until it's out of NDA. When you install the game, you click this little accept button, and you agree to the non-disclosure agreement.
And that is serious, guys. It can possibly not only get you banned from beta, but also banned from PlanetSide 2.
It is possible, for sure. So
if you
please don't do that.
So, and get your Twitch account banned or whatever you're using to stream with.
Right. So please don't do that. There'll be a time and a place, and you'll be able to stream to your heart's content, but that's not now, and it's not going to be for a while. So let's not do that.
Honor the NDA.
Right.
Everyone.
And don't post videos on YouTube. Don't talk about it. You can't.
Now, when they lift that NDA, go nuts.
Yeah, go nuts. Do whatever you want. But until then, don't. I thought there was one other thing I wanted to cover here quick, but I believe that's it. Oh, actually, one other thing. Tech Test is, there are no more invites going out this week. So if you have not gotten in, you are probably not going to get in this week. Smed tweeted earlier this morning. and actually last night, and let us know that there are not going to be any more tech test invites this week. So it looks like our guests, our remote guests, are also having their own technical difficulties. I noticed Cyano just dropped, but we're going to go ahead and get right into the discussion, and we're going to introduce folks. And and he has returned. We're going to introduce folks here from our remote chat, and we're going to go ahead and get things underway and talk PlanetSide 2. We're going to go ahead and start off, as always, with Basti. Grr. Basti, say hello to everybody.
Hi, welcome to the AGN. My name is Basti. PlanetSide Vet Science 2004 with Vanucore, playing also with GOTR and AT every now and then. This was quick. Next.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, next up we've got Manitou here joining us. Say hello.
Yeah, this is Manitou here. You guys know me by now. With the CDL, the Dragon Wolves, and I was reading the IRC AGN chat here. I may have to come out and find out where 321 lives and beat him up, because he's dogging my team there. So I may have to beat on his head there a little bit. Nah, I'm just joking around. Got to give him a shout out. He bugs us in the channel a lot. But it's good to be here. I know you guys got a really whatever kind of work you got to do for Hamma to support him. Poor guy has been. I think Jen had to leave the room a couple of times because it got hot in there. So you guys keep in your mind for him, because he's real struggling with some of his equipment. But he's doing a good job here, and he's trying to hang in.
and feel bad for me because I'm taking the brunt.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're feeling the heat there. So anyway, but it's good to have Hamma here, and he's persevering through this and giving you guys another good show tonight. So
hopefully we'll be able to figure it out.
Trying my best here tonight. All the technical things have been conspiring against me, but I think we are in reasonable shape now, so hopefully it'll continue that way.
321 said, "Why are you putting yourself on when all I want to see is Jenny Boo?"
Because she's not here. I could pick up the camera and I could point it at her.
No, you probably shouldn't.
I probably shouldn't touch the camera at this point. All right, next up we've got Tiger Smith joining us, new guest to the show, but not new to the community. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good evening, guys. Terran Republic, obviously. I stream all the time. I know you guys probably check me out, but I love you guys, so we're going to have some fun tonight.
Awesome.
Gray Goose. I see Gray
Goose.
Epic
on the rocks tonight, everyone.
All right, thanks for joining the show. It's good to have you on. Next up, we've got Cyano here with us again. Go ahead and say
how's it going, guys? Terran Republic. I'm with the Dragon Wolves with Hamma and Manny, and looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun, especially last weekend the interview was awesome, especially with Higby. We'll discuss it, but yeah, how y'all doing?
Indeed. Thanks for joining us again. And we also have Stardust joining us here tonight. Go ahead and say hello.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Sardis, TR for Life, TRG outfit leader. Shout out to all the TRG guys in the stream right now. I've been playing since May 2003, so it's about 9 years now.
A lot of TR.
Yeah, this is fully TR represented tonight. Typically, we have mostly VS or mostly NC. This is all TR. Basti is outnumbered here tonight.
Isn't this the way the map usually looks? It's all red most of the
time? For sure.
That is true. That is true.
Where's Noble? Where's AT?
I know, right? He's not here. He bailed out on us. Shenanigans, right?
Where's
Unbelievable.
Noble?
He's not here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our first topic of discussion, which is our gameplay experience. I have played PlanetSide 2 a couple of times now. I played at a media event recently, and I also played back in May, I believe it was. We were brought out there special to check out the game, and you guys saw some of the tweets from that. But I want to go to Sardis first because it's his first kind of experience with it. He was there at Community Day. I guess that was about a week ago or a little over a week ago.
Yeah, it was about not this past Friday, the Friday before that. Yeah, it was a great experience. I mean, we had a lot of fun out there. But basically what they did is they had us line up outside the SOE headquarters, and they brought people in at about batches of about 30 or 40 people. And they're giving people the opportunity to play the game for about 30 minutes at a time. And one of the cool things they're giving us were these dog tags here. I'll hold one up so you guys can see it. Here's the one for the TR. Your reflection on there. There's got one for the NC and the Van Nu as well. And so, yeah, they were having us come in that 30 people at a time, and the game is running really good. It looks like it's really going in the right direction. The test itself was pretty basic. It only had just certain classes, certain unlocks at the time, but for the most part, everything seemed very balanced and very clean.
Yeah, I got the same impression when I checked it out. It definitely feels like they're going in the right direction and they've got the right idea. So, let me ask you, what struck you as something that they spent the most time on? What did you feel like they spent the most time on in the game when you tried it?
Definitely the shooting mechanics right now. It seems like the whole the firing system with the bullet drop and the way they have it's a lot like Battlefield, but it's different in its own way, especially since the way all the characters kind of time in with their different class mechanics. I mean, each class has kind of got its own way of handling it, but for the most part, the one thing that struck me the most was definitely the shooting mechanics, the way the bullet drop works, the way they have headshots now. PlanetSide 1 did not have headshots. It did not have any of that kind of stuff in it. For the most part, I noticed that the netcode was a lot smoother too, which was a big improvement from PlanetSide 1. PlanetSide 1 had a lot of warping. PlanetSide 2 doesn't seem to have any of that at all. And for the most part, it just feels a lot smoother.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'd have to agree with that. I mean,
Yeah.
I played in May, so I haven't gotten to play the builds that you've been playing, Hamma and Sardis. And so, but I definitely, the feeling I got from playing PlanetSide was the gunplay was really smooth, and
Agreed.
it felt like PlanetSide to me.
Oh yeah, it definitely feels.
It
like
gave me that
PlanetSide.
feeling that only PlanetSide can give me.
That's
that
definitely the
special
key.
feeling.
So,
and I know 3-2-1 will take that out of context.
Go ahead.
One thing that really struck me too were the vehicles, the way the vehicles run now. They seem to have a lot more momentum, a lot more mass. I mean, the Prowler is a beast. That thing is a lot of fun to drive. That thing hauls a lot of ass up and down the hills, and it turns on a dime. You know, if you guys played PlanetSide 1 and you played Terran Republic, you guys all remember the Prowler was probably the biggest, slowest, fattest tank in the game. And everybody always hated how slow and hard it was to get around in that thing. Well, you don't have to worry about it this time. This time it's a completely different vehicle, and it's a lot of fun to drive.
So what classes, if y'all don't mind me butting in here and asking a question, how long did you get to play for, and what classes did you get to play as?
I got to play for a couple hours, and the three classes I kind of focused on was Medic, Heavy Assault, and I did a little bit of cloaky action with the sniper rifle. Of the three, I have to admit my favorite was probably the Light Assault. I really enjoy the whole jetpack game mechanic. I mean, getting to jump on people is kind of what I enjoy to do the most, and you can really get to some hard to reach places with that thing and find people around corners where they don't have any idea where you are, they least expect you. And yeah, that class is definitely one of my favorite, just for going around and killhorning people. But every class that I played definitely had balance. Every class had its own niche, its own sort of market, as you would say, in the game. Like, you didn't have to worry about, there was no like paper, rock, scissors type thing. If you got in a situation where you had the advantage, chances are you're going to come out ahead. Just because some guy has a different class that's kind of geared to kill your class doesn't mean you're always going to lose, type of thing.
So, and someone just brought it up in the chat. I know they were talking about, taking the ammo drops away from the Light Assault, and in the E3 video we saw that they were talking about how engineers could drop ammo now. When you played, could the Light Assault drop ammo, and if not, did you feel like you were missing something? Because I know you said it was your favorite one to play.
No, they don't drop ammo anymore. That's an engineer thing, but I did not have problems finding ammo on the ground. It seems like it's pretty commonplace, so I do realize that people were concerned that when they took the ammo away from the Light Assault, it might impact the game in such a way that it wouldn't be any ammo on the ground. But no, I did not get that impression at all. It actually makes a lot of sense to give it to the engineers. They're the ones that run around fixing people, and they have every reason to kind of set up a little base up their little turret and just drop the ammo right there, and people just kind of run up and just grab ammo as they need it.
Cool.
Please, people, do not spam the AGN bot. You only need to ask once. I will get to it. I'm going to ask this question because it's been spammed. What was your favorite weapon so far, and/or favorite attachment along with it?
My favorite weapon so far has to be probably the Heavy Cycler. I mean, that thing, they're all very similar, the HA weapons. They're like light machine guns. You ever play Battlefield? It's very similar to how the light machine guns work. There's no prone in this game, so there's no bipods, all that kind of stuff. The best you can do is crouch to get a better cone of fire. But for the most part, I really enjoyed that gun because it's great up close and personal. It doesn't run out of ammo. And as for the attachments, the two that I probably use the most would probably be the reflex scope, because it's a little bit closer, wider field of vision. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to shoot things up close. And then the laser sight actually helps condense the cone of fire just a little bit. So that really helped a lot in getting the headshots and stuff like that up close.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have another question, I guess, if that's okay, Hama.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Okay, and this could be for both of y'all, and you as well, Jenny. Did y'all get to experience any night fighting at the community day? And if so, how did that change your tactics, I guess? Because I was really curious about that, if it just changes how you play, or if it's just like a difference in the...
That's a really good question. About halfway through the day, they realized over in the QA people that they haven't had any night battles yet. So they're like, hey, wait a second, we're going to go over there and turn it into night mode, right? So they flipped a few switches over there, and all of a sudden the lights go out, and it's night mode. And it is a hell of a lot of fun. I think night mode is probably my favorite part of the game right now. When you're running through the bases and stuff, the whole base lights up. The bases themselves have lights that kind of light up the area. But when you're out in the middle of nowhere, when you're out in the rocks and the trees and stuff, it is pitch dark out there. You have to have a flashlight or at least a vehicle around to kind of see where you're going. But it's a lot of fun to get to jump on people that are out there. They have no idea where you are. Like when you're out in the open during the daytime, you can see somebody a quarter of a mile down a road if it's nice and open. But at nighttime, it's about 200 feet at the most.
Yeah.
And it really makes a huge difference in the way you play the game and the loadouts you take too. There's a flashlight for one of the attachments.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. Nighttime is an awesome experience in this game, and it totally changes the fight that's going on. Honestly, when I've played at night, I've kind of numerous times just stopped and like just stood there kind of with my mouth open, like looking at things and not actually
You look up at the sky.
Yeah.
You can see the, yeah.
Or
you look up in the sky, you can see the stars and the moon and stuff. It's really
Right.
cool.
I didn't
Exactly.
actually get to experience playing at night
Yeah.
when I was testing in May, so
Yeah, they turned it to night for us a couple times, but not when we were actually playing. It was just kind of when we were demoing, so it was just us running around, which, you know.
It's very realistic. If there's an explosion from like a tank round or something,
Mhm.
it'll throw light against the wall. And if you're standing there and the light hits you in such a way, it lights you up like a Christmas tree. You
Right.
can see people hiding in the darkness based off of the explosions that are happening all over the place.
Hmm. So what was your opinion of the engine? It's kind of a new engine that nobody's ever seen before, like the graphics engine. What was your thoughts on how it, you know, just overall how it handles, you know, the amount of players that are playing and, you know, just how it looks and feels?
Well, for the Community Day tech test thing they had going there, it had probably about 50 people at a time, so I didn't have any issues of lag or frame rates or slowdowns. I don't have any kind of idea what kind of computers we're playing on, but I think they were on the higher end side. The game itself ran very smooth.
I was just going to say those systems were SLI video cards and such, same ones that I played on.
Okay, all right, so they're on the higher end sort of deal. But from my experience, the game definitely runs very smooth. It's very clean, and there weren't any real clipping issues, any of that kind of stuff. It just ran really well. I was very impressed.
Awesome.
I just couldn't stop staring at stuff. It was just like,
Yeah.
you could just stare at the vistas all day, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's just an amazing engine. Everything in there just looks great. I mean, I don't know how... You know, all of a sudden this engine kind of came out of nowhere, and it's just an incredible engine that it seems to be capable of so much, and Sony is going to utilize it now for multiple games, and it's just going to set them apart right now from the competition in terms of what it's capable of. I mean, you know, you've got some sunbeams coming down through the live clouds that are going past in the sky, sunbeams coming through. I mean, it's just real-time lighting and all that good stuff. It's insane. I mean, it really is insane. They've injected some sort of magic dust into this engine in order to make it function the way that it does.
One thing that really impressed me was how detailed the map was. It's not just centered around the bases, but the whole map, the whole continent has been hand sculpted by the developers. I mean, you could be out in the middle of nowhere and you'll notice these little intricate spots they kind of put where they think somebody might be sniping from this location or something like that. And you can tell there's been a lot of thought in the way they laid out the bases, the way they laid out the whole world, even from the rocks to the trees to the cliffs. Everything seems to kind of have some thought to it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Shout out to Clack and all those level designers. You're awesome.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, like I've said in some of our previous broadcasts, when we were out there, we had a chance to walk around and look at these guys while they were working, and I mean, saw these guys just sitting there putting rocks down and just, you know, moving the ground so it's lined up with the bottom of the buildings and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. So
that was by far my favorite thing to watch.
It was
is
actually
seeing people working on the explosions that
Right.
we're going to see thousands upon millions of times.
Yep, I mean, the intricate details that go into this type of stuff is just crazy, and like you said, the detail on these maps, even though they're huge. I mean, they're massive. It's a massive continent that you're on.
One thing
you
that
can tell
also
it's
got me too
hand-touched.
was the lack of choke points, which is great. I like how there's no more choke points. Like
No
PlanetSide 1
hallways?
had a big problem with like interlink facilities and certain bases where the fight would just stagnate because there's nowhere to push in. There's nowhere to actually go and finish it off. Where PlanetSide 2, and we'll touch on this too, I think, is a lot of people, I don't know if they know this or yet, but the way the bases are laid out, there are more than one CC, I guess you would call it. There's like 5 or 6 different locations at the base that you have to capture. And then as you hold these locations, kind of like a tick bar will fill up. And when that tick bar hits 100%, then the base is yours. So it's kind of like a tug-of-war type system where it's not just you sit there for 15 minutes and wait for the base to flip. You have to consistently go out there and defend what you take. And then over time, the base becomes yours. And like I was saying before, there's no choke points anymore. There are certain rooms, of course, where these CCs are at that you want to hold and people will defend, but you don't feel like there's like this one door and you can't get through it and there's going to be 20 guys on the other side and you're screwed whether you go in or not. So that
Let
kind
me
of...
ask you a question about that. That brought something up, and the way you said that, now, from what I've seen in the pictures, is like different parts of these bases. And you have, when you said that, I'm thinking, okay, so really you have this tick bar and its influence, is it like you're mentioning maybe like a capture and hold type thing? Is that similar to what you were saying?
Yeah, it's a capture and hold type thing. Each empire's got a tick bar, right? And then the defenders who actually control the base, I mean, they have the base until somebody else gets 100% on the tick bar, right? So it's kind of like a tug of war.
Yeah. Okay. So if that's the case, then then you got these other buildings in here. What that does in my mind, and I love urban warfare. That's going to be, you're going to have to clear buildings.
Yes.
You're going to Okay, that's good. That's good
The
stuff.
urban warfare in this game is huge. I mean, a lot of people ask for urban warfare in PlanetSide 1. Well, what do they get? They get the caves, and a lot of people to this day are not quite sure if they like the caves or not. Some people love the caves, some people hate the caves, but for the most part, they all like the urban warfare type thing. And PlanetSide 2 has a lot of that. Every base is laid out differently. It's made up of different components, different buildings, and each building's got windows in it. You could be walking down between 2 buildings, and all of a sudden you look up, there's a guy in the window right above you, and he's shooting down at you. So yeah, it's very different how PlanetSide 1 and PlanetSide 2 are handling the whole urbanized warfare thing.
Very good, very good.
And to answer the Twitch channel question from May, there was no blood and gore, and I think that would up the rating on release.
Yeah, there isn't going to be gore or anything like that. In the game,
no limbs going to be flying off.
No, limbs don't fly off. There's somewhat of a ragdoll thing going on, but I don't know that they have it in there completely at the moment.
And yes, there is bullet drop.
Oh yeah, there's definitely bullet drop.
And recoil.
Yeah, Higby,
everything you would expect from a modern shooter.
Yep, Higby actually demoed bullet drop for us in the engine in the admin client. He actually turned on this like diagnostic mode where he would shoot a bullet and you could actually see the arc to the bullet. So he actually demonstrated live for us the bullet drop on the various weapons. He showed us, all empires and just kind of gave us an idea of what it was like.
I didn't think it was too crazy from what I saw.
It wasn't crazy bullet drop, but I mean, it's there.
Then you got to think it's newer. It's the progression. It's just a new
We're not
game.
just talking about bullets too. Everything's got drop to it except for some of the Vanu weapons because that's their advantage. But like if you're out there with a rocket launcher per se, you have to aim a little bit above the tank because the rocket itself will have drop as well. So it's not just the bullets, it's the rockets. All the projectiles in that game have some sort of drop to it. Unless, of course, you're shooting some of the Vanu weapons which don't have drop. That's kind of like their thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Makes it obvious that one is awesome.
More
I
like
would disagree with that,
more like
but-
easy
Somebody
mode.
else was asking too about the knife. The knife is pretty cool. It's not like it was in Battlefield, at least not yet. Maybe they're still thinking about how they want to handle it. Right now, it takes 2 knife kills to somebody. It seems pretty well balanced. I mean, you get the jump on somebody, generally you can kill them with it pretty easily. I'd like to see some sort of maybe backstab component to it, where if you sneak up on somebody, you can just hold the button down and kill them outright in one hit. But for the time being right now, it's just kind of similar to the PlanetSide 1 knife, but it's on a hotkey. You don't have to pull it out like PlanetSide 1. You just hit a hotkey and then you swing your knife, and you hit them twice, you kill them.
So it's like a quick knife?
Yeah, it's like a quick knife. It's
That
very
is-
similar to the Battlefield one. That's just a quick knife. But a lot of the Max users here are really going to love this. Even the Max has a melee, and it's a bitch slap, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What about someone asked how does the medics play, or what do you need to stand still and heal someone? Did you get any
The
experience?
medic is a very cool class. It's going to be extremely important in PlanetSide because the spawn system, right now you can spawn on squad mates, but it takes 3 minutes to do it. There's a cooldown of 3 minutes, I should say. So medics are a huge role, especially when you're pushing a base where you don't have a really good spawn point that's kind of on the edge or it's too far away. The medic right now is still, looks like it's getting worked on, but from what I can tell, he's able to res people in about a couple seconds, and the AoE heal it's really strong. The more people you have in the AoE heal, the stronger it is. So it's kind of an efficiency thing. So if I'm using it on myself, it's not going to heal me very much. But if I use it on like 5 people all around me at the same time, the thing just kind of goes into Uber mode and heals everybody a lot.
Is there a cooldown on that AoE heal?
Yes, everything. All the classes kind of have their own special like mechanic, and that would be the medics. And everything kind of recharges over time. It's like a bar that you use up, and then it refills over time.
Do you know how long for what you were testing, how long it was, if you had to guess?
All the classes are within about 5 to 10 seconds. It's full up again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they could tweak that too.
No, yeah.
Depending on feedback and beta.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of adjustment. I'm playing video right now, by the way, folks. The video that's playing is the beta walkthrough that I did. It's up on YouTube now, so be sure to check that out. It's available.
Did anybody...
now.
Someone had a question. Did you get any experience with actually spawning on galaxies, and did you find that there was it was easy to spawn?
Unfortunately, the Galaxy was not working at the community test. I did fly it though. It is a lot of fun to fly. The thing's beast. It's twice the size as the original Galaxy. First off, it's got 12 engines on the damn thing that you can see. And at nighttime, when they all flare up and take off, that thing is just massive. Now, one thing that people are really going to like is the way the sound works in the game. If an aircraft is flying overhead, it could be way up there at maximum flight ceiling. You can hear it echoing off the ground, like a C-130 or something flying overhead. So when a Galaxy's flying overhead, you can hear that thing a mile away. It kind of lets everybody know, like, hey, there's a Galaxy nearby. You don't know where it is. You can look up in the sky and you can hear this big-ass thing flying overhead. And eventually you'll find it way up there in the haze. But, yeah, it's definitely pretty cool to look at, especially at night.
Is it noticeable enough to notice if it's like directional? Could you tell if it's off to your right or left with the sound?
With headphones, yes, definitely. Right now, I think they're still working on the 2D sound, 3D sound type thing, but you could tell it's coming from a general direction. It's not exact. I think it's like that way in design too. You don't want to know everything is exactly.
Right. Well, that sounds immersive.
I was a little concerned about do all of the vehicles, like, can you tell when it's a Galaxy or when it's a Reaver or Mozzie or something like, or what guns being fired? Like, do they have unique sounds?
That's a good question. Yes, everything has its own sound to it. All the weapons have their own sounds. You could tell by the Empires really what they are. I mean, the Cycler sounds similar to the Heavy Cycler. Obviously, it's the same weapon, but you can tell if it's a Van Nu or an NC or a TR weapon, or you can tell if it's a certain vehicle or not. I mean, the tanks themselves have very unique sounds.
Cool. I'm good. So
any other questions?
Actually, I got a quick question. When you were there, did you see did they reveal any like of the command tools for like the map, or I always like the tools. I mean, you can draw on the map with your squad to show like some battle plans. Like I know people that just drew random crap on there, but I actually use it to my advantage most of the time. But I really like those squad waypoints. What else? Maybe like a home base you can go ahead and bind your whole squad to again. Did you see any of that stuff?
That's a good question. I mean, as an outfit leader, I'm really concerned about that kind of stuff too. That's pretty much the whole meta game, everything that kind of goes on behind the game. Unfortunately, none of that stuff's in the game yet, but they're working on it. It seems to me right now with the community test, they're focusing on getting the game to run well, and make sure the classes are all working properly. And then, in my personal opinion, I think they're going to go in that direction soon, Tiger, and start working towards the metagame, fleshing out the outfit system, the mission system, how squads work, I mean, squad waypoints, all that kind of good stuff. I think that's still on the horizon. One thing they did have in was squad waypoints, and squads were working, but everything else beyond that, not so much, not yet.
Okay. Yeah, that mission system does sound pretty intriguing to me, so we'll have to see, hopefully. When beta starts, everyone gets in. We'll see what happens.
I think another good question I saw too. Can you hear footsteps? Yes, you can. It's a big giveaway. People who are running around and you're standing perfectly still, you can hear when somebody's coming up to your room. So yes, footsteps can be heard, and I don't know if they're going to have implants and stuff that'll hide them a little bit better, but you can hear somebody walking around from quite a distance away.
What about your favorite vehicle that you got to try?
Well, I'm TR, so obviously my favorite was Prowler. Prowler was my favorite by far.
Cool. What do you say, Hammer?
Obviously.
All right.
I'm gonna bump you from the left.
Did you try all the Empires when you were there, or just TR?
Yes, I tried them all.
Okay.
One thing you guys need to keep in mind too is the way the tanks work. They're a lot different than what you would expect. The tanks, with the exception of some of the TR one turns a little bit faster and stuff like that, but the tanks generally turn pretty slow. The turrets themselves are very slow. One of the devs told me that, you know, you're thinking about it, it's a 50-ton turret. The thing doesn't turn on a dime. So when you get the jump on a tank, it takes them a few seconds to turn around, especially if you're another tank. If you flank them, a lot of people don't realize in PlanetSide 2, the tanks have side and rear armor, which is weaker than the front. So let's say I'm a TR tank and you're an NC tank, and I get the jump on you. I sneak up behind you and I'm shooting at your butt. I'm going to kill you a lot faster, because by the time you finally turn around to shoot back at me, you're facing my front armor. I'm going to finish you off real quick.
What about bullet drop for tanks? Did you notice it? Was it different than PlanetSide 1?
It's pretty much the same. Each Empire's got a different drop mechanic. I mean, the different size round has a different drop to it.
Cool. All right. And for those that are tuning in or have just tuned in, we are talking about the community night, the community day that SOE had out at their headquarters about a week ago. We're not talking about the tech test. You are not allowed to talk about the tech test. It's like Fight Club. You can't do it. Don't talk about it. So that is not what we're talking about.
Yeah, this is all community test stuff. I did not have to sign an NDA that day. But no, tech test stuff you got you cannot talk about.
Right. So those of you who are tuning in, don't think about starting your own show and talking about the tech test if you're in it. Feel free to do it after the NDA is lowered, but right now you cannot talk about the game. I just want to make sure we got that out there again.
If you just
or stream the game, yes. Any footage that you're seeing being broadcast on the show is recorded from some sort of media event. So, you know,
has been authorized to be used.
Yep. It's allowed to be out there. So don't start posting your videos out there for everybody to see. All right. Anybody else have any more questions in the panel, or is everybody good?
I see a question from Twitch.
All right.
Did you get a chance to try the Scythe? Was it hard to use? And did you get to try the bomber or any kind of aircrafts?
I did get to try the Scythe, and of the three, the Scythe is definitely the easiest to fly, believe it or not, because that thing can hover very well and it can turn on a dime. The Mossy I had a lot of trouble with. Easy mode, definitely. No, the Mossy was extremely difficult to fly. I was surprised, but yeah, it's still a lot of fun. I mean, the NC one, I didn't get to fly the Reaver, but I did fly the Scythe, and that thing is a lot of fun to use.
I got to fly all three back in May, and they definitely all have their own characteristics, all their own handling. The vehicles, the flight model, or the flight, I guess it's flight model is the right term, but the controls are kind of different. It's kind of hard to explain. A lot of people ask, is it like this game? Is it like this game? I don't really feel it's like any game that's out there right now. I think it's still kind of in a state of flux, probably. But it does require a lot more skill to learn how to fly these aircraft, to land them, to do things like that. So, I mean, it's definitely something that will require practice, and, you know, you will crash into the ground.
Or, in my case, never get off the ground.
Or no, you got off the ground. You got off the ground,
and then
you just
plummeted
crash.
towards the ground.
So, I mean... it's definitely different. Like I said, every Empire's aircraft handle different. Obviously, everybody has a Liberator.
You know what I'm excited about is the Liberator. We got some little hands-on time with that, and I tell you that belly gun is some serious fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun to fly that bad boy around for sure.
Yeah, I flew the Liberator for a little bit. I did not have a gunner or a bomber, but for the most part, it was a lot of fun. It's very slow. It's not nearly as turn on a dime as PlanetSide 1. You got to really you got to really take long, slow turns in that thing.
Cool. All right. Cool. Well, if anything comes up, we can certainly come back to this again near the end in the roundtable to discuss just a little bit. You know, if people have more questions, and I'm sure they will. One other thing I want to touch on before we move on to the next thing is SOE Live that's coming up here in a few months. There's not a whole lot of PlanetSide players going right now, so if you're interested, you should go.
They're going to have PlanetSide stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be there. Jen and I will be there.
We're 95% confirmed.
95% confirmed at this point. So definitely try and make it out there if you can.
We'd like to meet everybody.
For sure. I think it's going to be a cool event. We're going to try and do a live AGN like this from there.
Maybe we can get Hammer drunk.
Maybe. Maybe all my shit will work when I get out there. Probably not likely though. But we are going to probably try and do a live stream from there. That's the plan right now. We're kind of working out the details to hopefully be able to do that. So definitely try and get out there. I think this is going to be a big year for PlanetSide. I think all the devs are going to be there. Well, probably not all, but most of the devs are going to be there, the big ones. And I know that Clegg is going to be out there, and Perfect Storm is going to be doing one of her what do they call that? The gaming marathon.
Yeah,
Extra Life.
Extra Life. She donate money to her, and she'll play for like 24 hours straight.
Yep, and she's going to be doing that at SOE Live this year.
And we'll make sure to link that up because we really, I mean, support whatever she.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's good stuff. So, it looks like Cyano has traveled back in time to 1983.
I don't know what is going on. I don't know what's going on.
I can't see
I want
it yet.
everybody to be able to see this. Check that out. It's like the 80s all over again right there. It's like he's trying to tune in his rabbit ears on his TV or something. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is the cinematic trailer. It is awesome. I don't know how many people were expecting a cinematic trailer. It's kind of interesting to see PlanetSide in that light. We didn't have anything like this back in the day, in the original PlanetSide. So what are your guys' thoughts on the cinematic trailer? Were you expecting it? What do you think of it?
It's totally badass. I was not expecting it, to be honest. I had no idea they were working on it.
It looks freaking amazing. I'm hoping that the final one is a lot like the DC Universe trailer, where you have some backstory and then you have some action and then you have like all three empires kind of like introed and stuff like that, and then not just all action, because all the action looks amazing. But I mean, I wasn't expecting it, to be honest with you, especially for a free-to-play game. When have you ever heard about that? They're really going nonstop with this.
Well, and what this does, this is exactly what you'd expect from these guys who are putting this game together. This game means a lot to these guys. This is not a simple investment for them. They're going to come in and make money and go on about their business. This game is, and with the cinematic trailer, shows the investment they have in the game. So for me, it's what I would expect. It still blew me away. But it also then too reassures us to know that this game is got long-term investment. These guys they're concerned with the game, and they want to make sure that they put the best face forward. And it does have storyline too. If you look at that, that's like it's like a little movie. So you watch this, you get involved in it, you're vested. There's some vested interest in it. I was pretty excited by it.
I mean,
one thing that really surprised me was just how many people at SOE actually play PlanetSide, the original PlanetSide. I mean, tons of them play, and then we're not talking about just a few months. They've been playing for 7+ years. Some of these people have been playing it since the game came out.
For sure. Yeah, they all have a pretty big investment in PlanetSide, and Sony is definitely spending a lot of money on this game, and it really shows. I mean, I think that what was key in that video that they really needed to make sure they did was to actually show, and you can actually, let me pull it up here while it's getting to that point. It actually shows some of the scale that you're going to see in this game. Let me see if I can freeze frame it at one of those points when it comes up here, so that you guys have a better.
Freeze frame the vinyl one with
all the
It's too late.
cows
It's
in the
too late.
background.
Loads
It's
of
just
galaxies.
amazing.
There it is right there. So,
yes. This
So
is what will happen to you.
Yeah.
You will die. Vinyl will rule you all.
so
I mean, coming in as someone who's never played PlanetSide, if they see this trailer, they're gonna think this is like the most epic, large-scale.
yeah, people are gonna.
I would probably think it's fake. I'll be honest.
That's-
Like, no, you
yeah.
can't spawn that many vehicles ever. I've never seen that.
That's what I
would
was.
think.
That's exactly what I was about to say. People are going to look at this and be like, "There is no way that that's happening in an actual game," and they're going to come in and they're going to see like 5 galaxies loading up in the warp gate, and they're going to be like, "Whoa, it actually can happen." So
You
I
can
mean,
definitely tell in Community Day who are the PlanetSide people and who are the Battlefield people just by the way they played. All the Battlefield people were right at the middle of the base getting shot at by all the PlanetSide people were up in the hills sniping at them.
so another thing that that I talked to the devs when I was out at the media day about a week ago. Actually, I guess
More
it was
than a
almost
week.
2 weeks ago now. It seems like it was just
Time
yesterday.
flies.
It does. Time does fly.
Especially when I'm not there to carry all your stuff.
Yeah, exactly, right? When you're not there to collect.
I'm still
collect
hurting
all the
over that
swag.
ham. I'm still
I know,
hurting.
I know.
You owe me.
Anyway, so one of the things that they were talking about was the fact that all the assets that you actually see in this trailer were actually given to the company by SOE. So everything that you see, all the galaxies, the armors that you see on the different characters, that was all actually in-game assets they pulled over to the trailer to actually make the trailer. So they obviously cleaned it up. I mean, they would probably add a little more detail to some of it, but I mean, that stuff in there is the actual in-game assets. So I thought that was pretty damn cool when I heard that.
I could believe that, especially you know, whenever they're using normal maps, you know, they always have a higher poly model that they turn into normal maps for higher detail. I could totally see that. I mean, it looks just like the NC guy that was at E3, which is kind of creepy. But like that one dude that looks up into the sky, it looks just like the dude from E3.
Mm-hmm. It's incredible. I wonder if that's the dude that they got the face off of for that character, because he totally looks exactly like, like literally exactly. I mean, even some of the screenshots that before we saw this, they still look like that guy. So I don't know. We're gonna find that out. Actually, we need to find that out.
I'm a little disappointed they didn't do an infiltrator costume on a female.
Well, they may have been there.
I mean, it was E3.
Oh.
I mean, there's probably like half-naked women at E3 all the time. So
not as much as there used to be. They put a ban on booth babes a couple of years ago, so I'm not really sure if. Yeah, I don't know if they still allow that or not, or if they toned it down. But it is an incredible video. The full version is going to be coming out in I guess
25th in San Diego, right?
I guess just a few days. It's coming out.
Was it Tuesday or Wednesday?
The 25th at 7 p.m. Pacific time is when it comes out.
So Wednesday. Nice.
Yeah, the full version. So you guys are going to enjoy it. It's going to be awesome. I mean, it's an incredible video, and you can tell that they spent a lot of time making sure that they captured PlanetSide. You know, what the feel of the game is going to be. Because, you know, if you're, well, there's this free-to-play game, and, you know, somebody's going to go and they're going to look at this video and they're going to be like, I want to play that. Now, of course, now
the first thing, I didn't want to interrupt, but the first thing I thought when I saw that even that small clip, I really thought they could throw that on the TV and advertise on the television.
Oh
and people would love it.
Yeah.
Usually I don't like CGI trailers. I'll be honest with you. I think they're really corny, but I really thought this one was really on point, and it was pretty epic. So.
Well, that was only like 40 seconds of it, right?
Yeah.
And
not even.
We don't know people in Twitch how long it's going to be, so we know as much as you know.
I would imagine it's going to be at least a couple of minutes. So.
You know, it reminded me of the Storm Grenadiers trailer, way back in the day, where they had like I think it was like 50 galaxies just kind of raise up and go through the warp gate. It's old school, but it was reminding me of that.
I fully hope ProSieben just takes the full trailer, and slaps it on every European TV channel they can, and just have it be playing like 24/7 everywhere. Billions of players, all of you.
That would be awesome.
World War III, we were busy elsewhere.
Someone in
I
Twitch.
certainly would like to see them do that, because that way we get more meat for our cannons and guns here. I'd love to see a bunch of noobs running around so we can own them up.
More meat for the grinder.
Someone in Twitch said they should make a movie based off the game. That would be pretty awesome.
Well, you know, if the
That would be pretty awesome. They got a great story for that.
No. General movies about games suck. Watch Tomb Raider, watch Wing Commander. No, you don't want that. You just don't want that, trust me.
And plus the one thing about that too is the game would have to hit it just huge for them to even start thinking about something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, freaking World of Warcraft still hasn't had a movie yet, although they've talked about it. So
yeah, but they have really bad commercials and pandas.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
No, seriously.
Did you really have to bring this up?
I'm sorry, did I just derail the conversation?
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
It's ruined. AGN's ruined now.
All right, well,
I feel dirty.
It was a good show, everybody. We'll catch you next
about 100
time.
viewers.
Anyway, moving right along. Any other thoughts on the cinematic trailer? Anyone?
I want it to be longer, more, please, more.
Soon.
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 So
Yes.
soon.
Soon, TM trademark.
You can just watch it over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah,
And over.
It's not good enough.
I know.
did that with a teaser.
I know it was
27 times.
it was trending on YouTube. Does anybody happen to have the video up? See how many views it's got on it? by chance? Anybody? I've
Sec,
got
sec.
I was watching it on Twitch just now, so
Yeah.
Me too.
I've got too many screens up, so if somebody could just double check on the /PlanetSide 2
One sec.
YouTube channel.
One sec. I'm on it.
the Germans got it.
487,000.
Really? That's
Wow.
it? That'd be more than
Yeah.
that.
Sorry,
Wait till the
Basti.
full one comes out, right?
Yeah, I know. It's going to be incredible. 400,000, that's not bad at all. I mean, I know it was trending
It's only
for
been a couple days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's only been a few days, so. I had that in my hands, and I couldn't release it earlier this week. I was just, like, I was waiting. I was just waiting for it to come in, and I was like, here it is. And I was
Man,
just...
he was like a nervous wreck the day
I
that he
was.
like released it.
I was, because I had that thing. I got it the night before, and I was just waiting
It's
to
like the
post
day
it.
before Christmas, you know, where you're like, I can't wait.
Yeah,
when you're a
and
little
so
kid.
I couldn't wait to see what everybody would think of it. And I mean, I wasn't able to release something until 8 a.m. Pacific time, and I literally released it within seconds of when that happened. I actually beat the official PlanetSide 2 page to posting it.
Yeah,
So-
I'm really impressed by the music at this game so far. I mean, the music is just
Yeah.
awesome.
I would
Indeed.
agree with that. The music has been really good from listening to trailer and stuff. It's impactful like the other game was. So it's pretty enjoyable to see that and know that they've got these guys coming in who are going to do this work for the game. And and watching that trailer, and you said there's like 487,000. Those, I think 20,000 are mine.
I know, right? No kidding. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, which basically is media this week. It's been a big week for PlanetSide 2. A lot of different media came out, and you can actually check out the roundup on our front page of planetside-universe.com. We have a media roundup out there that shows. We think we gathered every preview, but there's probably some more that we missed. Anything that jumped out at you guys about some of the stuff that came out this week?
T-Ray interview
Yeah?
with Game Informer, I believe.
Mhm.
We say 2,500 per continent for whatever reason.
Oh, really?
Yes, he did. I have
Interesting.
no idea why he did it, if it just screwed up or whatever, but think about it. 500 more just because we can.
I really liked the video from Total Biscuit, to be honest with you. Just because it was the only one where he wasn't talking like a twat the whole time. He was just being, a gamer playing the game, and we got a raw look at how it would just be like to be one of us playing the game. He was in a Liberator. He was using a lot of strategy. He was using, all the stuff, and it was really cool to see that side of PlanetSide and not have it be this sort of commercial media push.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that video.
And that wasn't actually how he intended it to end up. If you guys watch the beginning of the video, he did not intend for it to come out that way. So it's kind of interesting that it ended up coming out that way. And yeah, it was just straight up playing the game. There was no shenanigans going on or anything like that. So, one of the things I was, I'm fortunate enough to be able to attend some of these SOE events, and when I'm there, I am there differently. I'm representing the community. And so I'm looking for like specific details that the media is not going to ask.
Like, what kind of game is PlanetSide?
Right. Yeah. Are there vehicles? Yeah. There's
Exactly.
vehicles in the game, guys. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm there like listening. Like, there was a presentation. It's been posted on some YouTube channels. I'm sitting there just listening for like specific things that we haven't heard before as a community. Just wait. I'm trying to pick out these little details that we just haven't heard before. I don't know about, because we know a whole lot more than the mainstream media knows, or the regular gamers who are just hearing about it. And so when I got those things, I wrote them down and I mentioned them in my walkthrough video. And so a couple of those things were the number of weapon customization, or the number of weapons you're going to have.
Yeah, 79 or something?
Yeah, right around, I think
Per
it was
Empire?
75.
Wow.
It was 70 something per Empire for weapons. And I think it was, I can't remember how many vehicle weapons, but it was another crazy number. It wasn't as high as 70 something. But those kind of things jumped right out at me. We hadn't heard those yet. Another thing that jumped out at me was that you can set up support missions. once the mission system goes in, where, you know, say you're in an outfit or in a squad and you don't have a Galaxy driver and you need a pickup, you can configure a mission out there and you can say you need a Galaxy pickup at this point. And somebody who's dedicated to Galaxies, you know, will be, you know, flying around and can pick up that mission. So go ahead.
That's going to be huge for outfits too. I mean, can you imagine giving your outfit mates missions to go pick up the rest of us here at this, you know,
Right.
location with a Galaxy, and it's just going to feed those guys experience.
I just wonder if I can set up a mission to drop people in the sea.
That'll,
that's another good thing you
that'll
bring
be
up,
after
Jim,
release.
because I actually liked your video as well, because you touched on a lot of because you paused at a lot of parts and really went over the UI, what everything did, kind of the meats of, like, not necessarily the footage of the game, because we've seen that already. We've seen tons of trailers, everything like that, but you really got into the usability of what you're going to be, you know, going through with, you know, certain menu options and how you're setting up vehicles and things like that. That was really nice too.
As he types.
Sorry, I was typing. Yeah, I tried to do that. You know, I've actually never done one of those videos before.
He was
so
really nervous about releasing it.
I was, because I've never done something like that before. I think it turned out okay.
You're just used to, like, going fly and...
Yeah, I'm not used to doing that type of stuff. I hope to do more once we get to a certain point.
getting drunk on the show.
Well,
oh, wait, we're not talking about that show.
That's different. That's different. I've never done a video walkthrough of a game before. That's what I haven't done. So it was kind of weird doing it, and I had a lot of problems capturing footage. It turns out that Fraps doesn't like SLI'd video cards, or at least the version that I was using didn't. So it wasn't until near the end of the day, actually Total Biscuit was working with somebody else and figured out that if we disabled the SLI'd video card, that it would begin capturing the footage okay. So it wasn't until about, let's see, I was there from, I think, about 3 o'clock, or maybe about 2:30, whatever. I couldn't actually start capturing footage until about 5 o'clock, and the event was over, just a couple hours after that. So that's why I didn't get a lot of fighting captured in the video. That's what I wanted to get, but unfortunately I couldn't. And the ones that I did get, I looked like a noob.
Yeah, he really did. I think it's because his jaw was to the floor.
Yeah, and I mean, I was sitting there, I played in the same room as you did, Sarda. So that's kind of like a computer lab that you're sitting in, like you feel like you're in school, sitting in a computer lab, but you're actually playing a game. And unfortunately, that's not very conducive to having a lot of room for your mouse to move around and stuff like that. So sometimes it's hard to play in those types of environments. And so, that's my excuse. Anyway, that's my excuse for looking like a noob. So I hope people accept that excuse.
No.
It's always awkward for the
Just
first
a noob,
time playing the game on somebody else's computer.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
And I had played for several hours before that because I was trying to capture it, but it was 3 frames per second. It wouldn't have been anything that I could have released effectively to show you guys. But I hope to do more of those as we get,
And he's a perfectionist, so...
yeah, yes, I am. So it took me a while to edit that. I actually, Jen didn't yell at me when I was done with it. She's like, that's actually pretty good. And I was like, whoa, there's nothing you want me to change?
Well, when you were recording, you kept saying every 5 seconds. And I was like, that's really annoying. You might not want to do that.
Yeah, so I had to catch myself saying, so I had to stop doing that.
And I'm like, maybe you need to write a script.
No, I didn't need to do that.
And then I promptly left the room and didn't come back until he called me because
I was like, come up and check
this out. I didn't want
now.
raging. He rages.
You'd hear me raging in the video. Anyway, anything else from this week that you guys has kind of jumped out at you?
I didn't like the FPS general interview. I liked that T-Ray and Higby were. I just their chemistry together is so awesome.
Yeah.
Just whenever they get together, it's always great.
It's pure shenanigans.
It is. It's pure shenanigans.
But the questions just, I don't know. I just feel like we're at a point where people should know more about the game, and we're still getting these generalized questions. I mean, some of them were about the cash shop, but really, it's not something they can talk about right now.
I didn't realize that. I don't think I actually watched that one. Now that I think about it.
You didn't miss anything.
Okay.
Except shenanigans.
Okay.
You got that for the next 10 years.
So
always the same.
One thing I didn't do while I was there is I actually didn't interview Higby and T-Ray because I was having Higby on like a week later or less than a week later last weekend on the AGN. So I said to him, well, what's the point of me sitting down and asking you all these questions that I can't release till Tuesday when I can interview on Saturday and then everybody will get to hear it sooner. So I ended up spending the whole day playing the game. And actually at the end of the day, Higby interviewed me for their command center that they're going to be doing. So keep an eye out for that, everyone.
Nice.
It was interesting. It was kind of him turning the tables on me, and that it's kind of weird.
It's too bad I wasn't there.
Yeah, because you would have been in the room too. So it'll be a professional video. They had a whole bunch of dudes there with cameras, and we had microphones. It's pretty sweet.
I want their setup for the AGN room.
Yeah, I do want that setup for this room. I want all that equipment, all that expensive equipment that they have.
Expensive being the word.
Yeah.
We don't get nearly enough donations, Hamma.
No, we don't. Anyway, so anything else that you guys want to touch on, or are you good?
I think we're good.
A little bit of a tidbit of information. Those costumes that they had at E3.
Yeah.
I actually contacted the people that made them because I was like, hey, how much would it be to make me some? And it's about $12,000 a set of armor.
Are you serious?
It's worth it. It's worth it.
$12,000 because not only is it it's aircraft aluminum like grade steel, or I don't know, it's if it's aluminum, I don't know if it's steel, but it's aircraft grade metal that they're using. It's hand pounded. Everything that they do is handmade. It's all real materials. So it's not like plastic things or anything like that. It's real legitimate armor. So, and it's custom fit for you. So it's they're serious. They're
Wow.
like, yeah, it'll cost about $8,000 to $12,000 for you to make this equipment. And I'm like, okay, well, you can keep it. Thank you.
Buy a car, buy armor. Buy a car, buy
Everyone
armor.
Exactly.
donates $1,000 to PSU. We can do it.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I think-
folks, why
I'll
don't
do
you
my
start a
next show and
Kickstarter?
I'll do
To
the
get
next
me
show
a
in full
Max.
TR. Full TR armor.
Max suit.
Oh yeah,
I
Max
want a
suit.
Max.
Sure,
Yeah,
that'd be
Max
nice.
that's a good one.
I think Hamma could find other uses for that $12,000.
Yeah, I'm sure I could. Or I could do the next show in TR armor.
Yeah, that's true.
I think people want to see that.
I was gonna wear it to SOE Live. I was like, well, can I rent it? And they're like, well, Sony owns those armors, but if you want us to make you some, $12,000.
They're probably sitting in the office somewhere. You know what they do there
T-Ray's
is,
probably wearing them.
Can
yeah.
you drop gens with them? Then it's not worth it.
I don't think T-Ray could put on that VS outfit that they made. I mean, he could try, but I don't think he could put that on. I think that was specifically
I know,
made for
he's
that
pretty
chick.
buff.
Well, that chick was not buff. She was small.
Tiny.
She's like tiny compared to T-Ray, that's for sure. T-Ray's a tall dude, so. But all right, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is the interview we had last week with Matt. We got a lot of tidbits out of that interview before we failed and had to end the broadcast early. But here we are making up for that right now. So what are your... I know you guys kind of were sort of watching it because you were sitting in here. Hopefully you got a chance to watch it on YouTube after the fact. What are some of the things that kind of jumped out at you from our interview last week?
The first thing that jumped out at me was when you mentioned that you added more questions. Higby was like, "Oh, you little sneaky dog!" Like he had the Higby grin of like, "Oh, I am not gonna like this." But I really liked the first thing I really liked, and it was throughout the entire interview was the devs were all there, sitting there discussing the questions, really getting in on the AGN. And not messing around with it. Yeah, they had tech test stuff that they were doing. They were, kind of in a rush. And a bunch of invites were going out right in the middle of that, which was fantastic. But they were all there talking about all the questions, making sure they were going to get answers and everything like that. And, I mean, I was kind of disappointed with the... not that it was bad, but it just felt like there were some questions that were kind of tiptoed around, which is fine. I know that there's some things that they can't talk about, but all the information that we did get was solid and very well thought out, and I really appreciate it.
Well, let me. I'll be honest with you. The thing I found about this is so I don't remember what the question was in the interview, but they were sitting here and somebody posed the question. It was Hamma posed the question, and Higby turns around and they start discussing Hamma's idea about this question. They're going, well, do you think we could do that? And they're actually the interaction with the community has been stellar. We know that. You guys know and understand that this is just stellar what it's been. I've never seen anything like it. But the thing is, Higby turns around and he's talking to this other dev sitting there. I don't remember which one it was. And they're discussing the question like, well, you don't know if you can make this work or not. I wonder if is this built, and they're actually sitting there troubleshooting a question we had from the community. I think that's tremendous. I've never seen anything like it in any other game, honestly.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty incredible. It's kind of interesting as when I'm doing these broadcasts, I don't get to participate as much as I want to because I'm doing about 1,200 things. So that didn't really hit me until I watched the recording afterwards, and I was like, whoa. These guys are like sitting around. It was the out of bounds discussion that they were talking about. They were talking about extending the out of bounds markers, which they need to do.
They also talked about the iPad app about the having a counter for remote strikes.
Oh, that's right. Yep. And having like jamming for people who use the app or whatever as well.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's get to the out of bounds now and start with actual things from the discussion, from the interview.
No.
I fully agree that the out of bounds needs to be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Like up to the sea, like a PlanetSide 1, that you can fly all the way over the sea and just if you hit the edge of the map, you just blow up. Because everything else is just...
I noticed that too. I mean, it's real easy to hit those boundaries, especially since it's not intuitive, since it's not like the water line was in PlanetSide 1. Now it's just in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes it feels like you're just flying over a cliff and all of a sudden, oh crap, I'm out of bounds. I got 5 seconds to get back or I'm dead.
Doesn't Arclinger need to put water in now? Isn't that like his challenge?
Supposedly.
He's watching, I'm pretty
I
sure.
know, he's watching.
Water cutting his hair till
Water plug.
He better be watching. Damn it.
Yeah, like
He's gonna look like a
ridiculous.
caveman by the time this is done.
Yeah,
He's
I
working
know,
right
right?
now on it. Don't worry. He's got it.
Yeah, I will agree with the out of bounds markers. They need to be extended. I've made the point a couple times that in PlanetSide, and actually the video that I'm playing is coming up to one of those out of bounds markers. I've made the point that in PlanetSide 1, one of the biggest tactics that we would use when we would approach a base with a galaxy or something is to come around over the ocean and then come in from that side. So it's a pretty big tactic that we would use to try and sneak up on people, and I think that they need to definitely look at extending those out.
Especially seeing how large the galaxy is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can't miss that.
No, you can't. And the sound is very distinct, more so than it was in the original. So it is something that they need to do, and I don't even think they need to go that crazy extending it, but it definitely needs to be extended. And, I kind of understand kind of the reason that they do it. They want people to be in playable areas. They don't want people to go and sit on the edge of the map and just sit there and farm XP or whatever. But I think there's other ways to get around that situation other than an artificial boundary. And I'm coming up to it right now in this video, and you guys will see that it certainly didn't look like I should have been hitting an out of bounds marker here. I was going to go drive up to that skeleton thing, and then I hit the out of bounds. And it doesn't, if you look over there, it doesn't look like...
It's just kind of textured.
It doesn't look like there should be one.
Map's different.
I mean, it looks like you could continue driving.
They need to have it, like, if they're going to have an out of bounds, they need to have it, like, bright red so it's out of bounds.
Right.
On,
or
visible.
you get electrocuted and you kind of, like, start tweaking out.
They can do the thing like Tribes. Just, like, you can go out there, but it's just, like, a big, holographic.
I hate invisible walls.
Yeah.
I hate invisible walls. Can't stand it.
You mean,
I'm not saying a wall. I'm not saying a wall. Like, you can go past it, but it's a big, holographic, I don't know, out of bounds marker or whatever they usually have in, like, Tribes 2.
Those big square holodeck looking things for a Star Trek reference.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, yeah. So you can go out there, but...
That was... sorry, I was just reminded of something that was in the Higby interview that really bugged me when I heard about it. Because we were discussing it in here, nobody could actually hear it because, obviously we weren't on yet. But when Higby mentioned that they were going to try and make, force players to go certain places, like, oh, here's a hotspot here, go over here, you're supposed to be capturing over here, you get more resources and bonuses and things like that. I don't think that's a good idea to be like, I don't want the computer to tell me go over here, I want my commander to tell me to go over there. I don't want some computer saying, hey, this is where you have to play based on an algorithm of where players are around the system. And I know Basti wants to say a lot about this because we were talking about it a lot last week.
Yeah, there's no point even trying to let an AI decide where to go, because no matter what you do, people will either completely ignore it, or it will just become obsolete the moment the first commanders are actually coming around. Because, I mean, no matter what this system tries to tell me, like, go there, this base is important, you get this kind of resources there, easy attack, go there, go there, go there. I have a completely different plan to actually take the entire place, not just one territory.
I think that it's more in place for the new people that don't know what they're doing
Yeah,
on
so-
PlanetSide.
I was just about to mention, I think one of the ways, I don't know what he was talking about specifically in that interview, but I believe that one of the ways that they intend to kind of focus the battle a little bit more and keep people spread out as to not put 2,000 people sitting on one base, because that would not work. I think that one of the things that they want to do is missions that are generated that may be automatic to say attack or defend this specific point. You don't have to follow them, but maybe some new player logs into the game and they get this
Doesn't
mission
have an
system.
outfit.
They get a mission system menu that says go attack this base, high priority or whatever. You get incentive to go over there and do this. I don't think that that's a bad thing. If they start making the incentive so crazy that like us as vets are going to say, oh, screw this base, let's go over to that one, then that's a problem if they're going to try and direct us in that
I
way.
think that'll get balanced more during when they have the beta testing.
I think directing people with a mission system that may not have a specific plan. There's going to be lots of rogue people, solo
I'm
people
a firm
who play.
believer that the metagame system is really going to defer this, or the metagame is really what made PlanetSide different than every other MMO FPS out there. Not really MMO, but all the FPSs out there, was the metagame, the squad system, the way outfit leaders, the way commanders kind of had a role in this game, how they would spread out the battles on their own. And I'm kind of a big believer that anything that would kind of inhibit that is probably bad, but as long as it doesn't inhibit that, it's probably a good idea.
I guess we'll see how it plays out in beta and how they tweak it. But I really do think for someone coming in not knowing what they're doing, and this was me, I came in after core combat, and when my
Whoa.
outfit
Don't say that word.
when my outfit was finished playing, and I didn't know which way and what way to go, and I didn't know anything about the game, and I had to learn it all on my own. So it's definitely
that's what the instant action button's for. Like you hit escape, you go instant action, you're there in the middle of the hotspot. I don't think that... I think CSR 5s should be able to direct the entire Empire, not an algorithm that generates, a decision for the Empire. That's just my opinion, though.
Exactly. We have... Those who actually try to lead know that it's a frigging hard thing to do to actually get people to listen.
Right.
If you also have to fight against an AI, just sending people to the action, it's pretty much pointless even trying, because you cannot win.
I don't know. People listen to me all the time.
He's a comedian up in here.
People go where the battle is fun. If you're a CR5 and you're trying to get people to go somewhere, you pick the fights that you know people are going to enjoy. And if you got an AI system working against you at the same time, it's just not going to work in the long run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm not going to
It's
say
gonna
no
be,
until we see how it plays out.
It's going to be interesting to see what they plan on doing. The mission system will have a massive piece in this game because of the free-to-play nature, that people can join, anybody can join, and, they have to have a way to get those people to go to certain places, or they're not going to know what the hell's going on. Because if you log into... when I logged into PlanetSide 2 the first time... Google Hangout was making sure I was still here. Yes, I am still here. When I first logged into PlanetSide 2, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I've played PlanetSide before. So, I was running around, where the hell do I go? Where's the terminal? What do I do? So I wouldn't know how to, it didn't take me long to figure it out. But if you're a totally new player that's never played PlanetSide before and you're not familiar with this game, there has to be some type of system
when I
to
logged
direct
into
you.
PlanetSide 1 for the first time, I thought Sanctuary was the battlefield,
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it. I was like, Hamma, what's this? And he's like, oh, you're such a noob. Let me show you. At least I had Hamma here, but you got to realize that I think that's, as long as it plays out well and and they're gonna really listen to everybody and tweak it. I think.
Lots of people wish they had Hamill with them.
I'm sure they do. As I roll my eyes, no one can see it.
No, nobody can see it. That's I made sure to mention that this time when she has no camera.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Anyway, go ahead.
You got a point. I mean, yeah, new player, no idea about PlanetSide. What the hell to do? Where to go? What am I? How to shoot? Where's the NPCs I can kill? Where can I do quests? But still, automated system will just send the new player to right into the meat render, and he will probably have some fun, but he will never learn anything else. We'll just go constantly into the meat render.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to mention some. Well, actually, why don't you go, and then I'll mention what I was going to mention.
I mean, I might just be remembering completely wrong because this was a really long time ago when I first played PlanetSide. I could have sworn there was a tutorial of some kind.
Yeah,
like an actual like not that little VR tutorial thing that pops up. Like,
it's funny,
but they actually had an instanced tutorial thing where you kind of went and you did something, I don't know. But
taking us way back.
Yeah,
way back in time.
Like the first year they had something like that. Then
Yeah.
they introduced this new VR system that was a little bit different. But yeah, they had a tutorial for a little while there when you first got in the game. It was like its own zone or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
why not do that?
I mean, that's certainly possible. I'm sure at this point anything's possible in the game. One of the guys in the Twitch chat just said, "Well, why not just give vets an option to turn it off?" Well, that you're not forced into it. Like, that is the way that the mission system is. This is an opt-in type of system.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
As long as you're not like awarding people like tons of experience to go to like point A, where like we really want them to go to point B. You know what I'm saying? It's working against you. But if it's just like, hey, go over here. There's a fight over here. You might enjoy it. That's fine. I don't mind that at all.
You never know. We don't know anything about the mission systems. They could very well go in conjunction with the missions that are being put out by the commanders. We have no
That's
idea.
True.
You know, hey,
this
this
is a great idea. Like,
this
your commander
commander
puts a mission over here. It's going to help the new players. Hey, go to this commander's mission over there. It's probably a good fight type thing.
Like, commander sets this location, and the mission system sees this location and says, you know what, those adjoining locations north of it are going to be important to the battle. Let's send some people out there to take it. So we don't know how advanced their mission system is.
Yeah, so, I mean, the system will be an opt-in system. I mean, there is no question about that. We've heard it numerous times. If there's missions floating around out there, you don't necessarily have to do them. They're going to be there if you want them. Or if you're playing solo and you want to pick them up, you can pick them up. Or you can just run around and do whatever the hell you want to do. I mean, there's no real reason. Well, there may be reason to opt in, but you're not forced to opt in. But going back to what you said, I think, Sardis, is that, if there's too much incentive to do these missions, then it defeats the purpose.
Yeah, that's my only concern. Besides that, though, I like the idea of some sort of tutorial system or some sort of guide to help the new players find the action. But if it's not working against the CR5s, then it's fine. It works great.
Yeah. Or whatever we're gonna have in the as equivalent in PlanetSide 2.
I really think that we can't really judge until we know we're in there and we know, and they're gonna listen and they're gonna tweak it.
And I mean, the mission system was not in any way, shape, or form in the game when I played it. I'm sure I played it, just a few days before you did the last time, so it wasn't in the game as of that time either. So it's not in the game, and so we haven't experienced it. We don't know how it's going to handle. But I think that more than anything, and I talked about this with Higby on our, I can't remember which interview that was. They're all blurring together now. Oh, it was when we were actually out at Sony. The one that
I was there in May?
The one that we did with him in his office. It's going to be one of those things that it's going to get the people that have never played PlanetSide before and don't understand what it is into the fights quickly, and that's what has to happen in order to make this game a success.
It's going to give them the fluid gameplay
with the mainstream gamers. Like, say that you're a commander and you've trained up to the point where you can set continent-wide missions or whatever. You need more bodies on this point or this tower or this capture point. You can set up a mission for that these people who don't know what the hell is even going on or what reason they're doing this for will come in and they'll start fighting there just simply because they know that they have to fight there. And they don't care why. Like, you're the one who cares why, because you're the one who set the mission. And so you're bringing them out to help you, but they have no clue why they're there
and they
fighting.
Could care less.
Or they don't care. They just want to come in and they want to fight.
People. It's because some people just want to shoot people. They don't care about the outcome.
Right.
I think we can all agree that the beauty of PlanetSide is that you could be somebody coming in to play for 20 minutes, or you could be somebody coming in to play for 4 hours, and the game's still going to be the same. It's still going to be a lot of fun. You don't have to worry about spending 30 minutes to find the action. You're right there, almost instantly.
Yep.
If they give me as a commander the option to control the automated mission system thingy, to just send new players who just press instant action or whatever I want to have a fight quickly, thingy, right to where I want them to be, I would kiss their butts, because that's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, they could have different tiers too. I mean, you could have like squad-based missions, outfit-based missions, commander-based missions that are more of a global type thing. There could be many different forms of it when they actually introduce it.
And I think they will. I think they will have those different differentiations. I'm sure that squad leaders will be able to set specific missions for their squad and so on. So.
And think about it. I mean, if everything lines up, like let's say the commander says, "Oh, go attack this base," and the outfit leader is like, "Okay, let's go attack this base," and the squad leaders are like, "Okay, let's go attack this base." You get like a kind of a bonus to the experience because we're all on the same page. It kind of rewards teamwork.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's going to be interesting, and that's going to be something that's going to get players into this game that don't know what the hell is going on. I mean, and that is what is going to make this game something special, is people. For PlanetSide, you need lots of people.
You need people. You can't be a lone wolf running around.
Yeah, and PlanetSide 1, as awesome as it was and the special place it holds in all of our hearts, it's like, if you were a noob and you ran into PlanetSide, a couple of years ago and you started running around, you wouldn't know what the hell to do. You'd have no idea what's going on. Just like we did when we ran into PlanetSide for the first time. We didn't know what the hell was going on, and so there has to be systems.
I just kept staring up at the sky.
Yeah, there has to be systems and mechanics in place that will get these people in, and so that was a mistake of the original game, is that there really wasn't. Instant action, sure, but I mean, it wasn't really that useful in the end.
Are you still there?
Somebody hung up Basti. He just bailed out on us.
No, Basti's still here.
There's Bailed his head. Who left?
Manny
Manny
You're
left.
accusing him of leaving early? Oh.
Basti, you jerk! Oh wait, you're still here.
You forget how late it is for Basti.
I have to bounce 5 minutes myself.
No, yeah, that's fine. Did he say he had to leave, or is he coming back?
Manny said he had to go.
Okay,
No.
cool. All right.
He's probably just want to play.
Play what? What are you
I don't know
talking
what you're
about?
talking about.
Some mystical game.
Right, mystical, exactly.
Who knows?
I'm guessing he had wife aggro.
Probably.
That would be my guess.
All right, so let's. We're probably not going to do 2 hours like we typically do tonight. So let's go ahead and move on to the last topic, which is kind of an open forum. It's a roundtable.
And get your questions in, people, on Twitch and on IRC.
Yeah, we've done it a couple times, and so it's just kind of where we talk about whatever we want to talk about. So, what's something on your guys' minds?
Let's talk about Clegg.
Clegg? Yeah?
Let's talk about Clegg for breaking Higby's nerve gun last week.
That's a priceless picture right there.
What's happening?
Oh God, no.
The Von der Sovereignty Max is...
What are you guys laughing at? I feel like I'm in high school.
Can you put Basti's screen up on the stream real quickly, please?
Oh, I see what you guys are laughing at.
Why is it still lagging?
Poor Basti is frozen in time. He was a good soul.
Do that.
He served us well. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cyanil.
Oh no, I'm just saying I really hope they redo the animations for the VS Max. They from the videos I can see and I don't know if they've changed. But from all the videos I've seen and everything like that, they look ridiculous. Yeah. Just standing like that, walking, and it's like I don't even know what to explain. It just looks horrible.
Well, two things about that. I mean, first of all, they've said, in a lot of these videos and stuff, they're still working on the Maxes. Those are just placeholders for the animations and stuff, and most of them are based off of the TR Max. So, I mean, yeah, they do look pretty bad right now, but they are working on them still. I mean, right now, one thing that got me was the sprint mechanic. I mean, they look really funky when they're sprinting and kind of waddling around. I would imagine that they would probably have like a longer stride, almost like a Starship Troopers type look to it. But like I said before, they're still working on it. I mean, it looks like they have a lot of placeholders in place right now, but eventually they'll flesh it out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see any visible indicators on the screen, blood, splash, or examples to show which direction you're being shot at?
You get the typical red circle around the mouse that shows you where you're getting hit from.
Mm-hmm.
That was a question in Twitch. There was
Cool.
another one. Oh, it said one directed to Hamma.
Uh-oh.
Where is it? Hamma, how did you find the air vehicles in PlanetSide 2? Were they more difficult than PlanetSide 1? Are you able to give an example of how?
Sure.
On the spot.
I mentioned that a little while ago. We talked about that.
Apparently that person wasn't listening.
But I will talk about it again. It's hard to kind of compare. Well, let's go back to the beginning.
Scratch,
so
scratch.
I mean, it doesn't feel like anything that's out there right now, but it's better than PlanetSide 1. You can obviously do barrel rolls. You can flip. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff. You have way more control over your aircraft than you did in PlanetSide 1. It doesn't feel like something like Battlefield. It is different in that sense.
It definitely adds a difficulty component to it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you have more control, but at the same time, there's a lot more stuff you got to think about.
Yes, yeah, for sure. It handles way... I guess it's kind of helicopter-ish, the way that it handles the aircraft. You can hover and stuff, but hovering is not something you can just like sit there and walk away
Unless
and
you're
come
in a
back.
scythe.
Right. Well, yeah. Banking from side to side doesn't turn you. You actually just bank, and you keep going straight. So the only way to turn is if you bank and then pull up and turn. I don't know if that's explaining it very well to those out there who haven't played it, but that's kind of the way that it is. As I said, it doesn't really feel like anything that's out there right now. It's kind of got its own feel to it, and I think it's probably still very much in flux. I doubt it's done. I'm sure it's had many variations since they've started developing the game. The vehicles definitely feel different mass-wise. I mean, when you're flying a Galaxy, you know that you're flying something that is huge. When you're flying a Liberator, you know you're flying something that's medium-sized. You can definitely feel a different sense to all the different vehicles. You know that you're flying a different sized vehicle. You know that, this one has bigger, a bigger feel to it. You know that you probably shouldn't fly as close to that mountain as you did with your Mosquito, stuff like that.
No one's got to try it with the joystick controls at all?
No, I have not.
I know Higby has a joystick in his office.
He's got a pretty badass setup in his office, so they have tested it and tried it out a little bit. So,
Sweet.
Anybody else have any topics that they want to talk about?
I'm kind of interested. I think during the interview, Higby had mentioned about bringing back the long cloak infiltrator with melee and more classic PS1 style gameplay. I'd really love to see that because in PlanetSide 1, I mainly played an infiltrator. I was a hacking specialist, a vehicle specialist, so I could drive and pilot every single vehicle and hack everything. So, I mean, I know we won't be able to hack vehicles, or hopefully they'll put that in, but as far as we know right now, we can't. But I'm really eager to see the classic cloaked melee up close type combat. I think that'd be really good.
Like jump out of the shadows and stab someone in the neck. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think they definitely need to bring back that old school infiltrator feel to the game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
I agree.
I don't see any more questions, really, that I feel that, other than 321 saying that Basti's sexy. But
Well, we all already know that, so it's not like something...
I would have to concur with
that.
He lied to me. He said he liked me more than Basti, so...
I think he likes
Can't
everybody.
trust this guy.
I thought he liked me. I mean, he's been following me around for years. Come on, man. 321, what the hell?
Okay, someone said question on flight ceiling limits. Anybody notice that?
Yeah, it's somewhere around 1,000 meters right
I'm
now.
sure that can be tweaked.
Yeah,
so.
but that's kind of where it is right now. So,
Is there an indicator that shows you where the flight ceiling is?
No, you just kind of hit it.
I hit it.
Local
Kind of like the
host.
Battlefield, you just hit it and you just stop going,
Yep, exactly.
Local host mode support? Question mark, exclamation point.
No, you cannot play PlanetSide locally. You need a server. I'm assuming that's what you're asking. No, you can't.
It's just being spammed over and over and over and over and over again. So
Where in IRC?
and Twitch.
Twitch?
It's an MMO. You can't host your own server.
You
Yeah,
play
no.
via a serial cable between two computers.
Null modem cable. You go
Null
back
modem, you're
old,
right.
old
It's a
school.
telnet.
No, you guys can't do that.
Wait. Localhost?
No, there will not be an option to change the name from Scythe to Dyson.
No, unfortunately not. It's too bad, too.
After they brought it out and said it was going to be Dyson, everybody started making Dyson pictures.
There was that one picture that one guy did where he did the TR and the NC and the VS vacuum cleaners. That was hilarious. And I was trying to find it the other day and I couldn't find it. So if anybody has that still or knows where that is,
You
let me
never
know.
did queue up that incoming max units, did you?
No, I did.
Fail.
I didn't, and I don't have the I don't have that computer hooked up through the sound right now. So
Snipe.
actually, I might be able to.
Is bringing up how do we feel about the use of footholds instead of sanks, and really I have no idea. I think we're gonna have to find out how that plays out during beta, but I kind of don't like I kind of don't like how we're not able to own an entire continent, because that was kind of what we strove for. You know, we were like, hey, we want to own the world, turn the world red, we would say, or turn the world blue, purple, whatever you represent, but you know, red's the way to go. And you know, that's what we strove for. But now we're going to kind of own everything except for this one hexagon that's always going to bug the crap out of it. Actually, two hexagons, because it's, you know, blue and purple. And I don't know what the overall goal is. And that's kind of the thing, is what's our goal? Just to fight forever, or just get a lot of resources, or what are we going for? You know, and I think that's what whenever we find that out, that's what's going to kind of determine it for me.
I fully agree, and I also believe that the foothold system will completely destroy the purpose of the territory system, which is make people fight everywhere instead of just base to base to base.
Mm-hmm.
Because we will just fight in the middle, because the moment you start moving forward toward one enemy, they will just go fully on defense, and the other third empire will just kick you in the ass, and everything is thrown, and you're back to defense again, and everyone's still in the middle. But yeah, we won't really know till beta. Until we actually have the mission system and outfits running around doing their stuff, we have no idea what's going to happen, really.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm attempting to queue up incoming max units for you guys. I don't know if it's were you guys able to hear that when I just
heard
pulled up
it,
the trailer?
yes.
I know Jen heard it,
Yeah.
but did you guys hear that? That
Yes.
like okay. That answers my question.
Tiger, what's your opinion on the whole non-sank thing? Because I watch your stream for PS1 a lot, and you know, it's we're sitting here, we're losing. I feel like a goal. We're sitting
and
here, I don't know.
No, I definitely agree with you there. I really don't have too much to say about it, I mean, because I haven't tried it, but from what it sounds like, I'm pretty sure we need some sort of, I don't know, emotional win condition. Even if you don't win the game, just make it feel like, you know, you did something, you know? Yeah, right now it's, maybe once they open up more continents, or if they release, you know, a couple more things, and they can take away the footholds altogether. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I really have no idea what they're going to do.
What about this? I mean, Smedley told us back a year ago when they first released the game about this idea of sandboxing an entire galaxy with multiple planets, and each planet has multiple continents and outfit bases and stuff. What about if they just give outfits the ability to place their own structures like bases, towers, outposts, whatever, and give us empty continents to populate ourselves? And just have have no footholds there, but actual sanctuaries, and have Araxis, like the current continents, and the old continents be the noob zone with footholds.
That would be interesting.
That'd be awesome, but I think that also require a lot of modifications to what they're doing. I think it'd be amazing in every respect of it, but I also, and I think they could also allow that in the current kind of iteration of it, I guess, because they have the continent laid out, Why can't you just say as an outfit deploy a tower or
Incoming
something?
max units.
No. Yeah. Oh, is that it?
Incoming
that
max units.
That's
Oh
pretty
my God.
awful.
Oh, that's it.
Incoming max units.
You guys know who that is, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You don't know who that voice is?
I can't
PlanetSide
remember.
one
Incoming
vets.
max units. Incoming max units.
It's
Oh my god.
it's Dave Georgeson when it was in very early beta. He was every single voice macro.
That's awesome.
And he rocks, by the way.
Yeah, he's an
Whenever
awesome
he
ass.
talks about a game, he
Yeah.
makes me want to buy it. Even when he's talking about EverQuest 2.
He is awesome. I haven't seen him. I'd love to see him in PlanetSide 2. It would be awesome. But unfortunately, I have not seen him.
You
yet.
should get him on the show.
I know we should get him on the show. I don't know if he'd come on until after it was actually released. But I'd love to try and get him back on the show again. That would be awesome.
Wait, is that Smoke Jumper?
Smoke Jumper, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. It's
Want him
his
to
voice
play it
sounds
again?
really familiar. Okay.
One and the same, yep. Yep, for sure. So that is the sound that I kept talking about. And you guys can hear it one more time.
Incoming max units.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Want the Higby one.
It's a good thing I don't have my video on because the kitten is all over my desk right now.
All right. Anybody else have any more questions? Jen, you see any more questions in the IRC or Twitch or anything? Or do you guys have any more topics?
Someone
here?
asked for Tiger Smith's. Oh, never mind. Tiger Smith's handle on Twitter, but somebody linked it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
we got
there's a bunch, but it's all kind of repeats and stuff we've covered.
Okay.
Anybody else? Last call. Last call.
Last call for questions.
We're not going to
Sound
beat
good.
a dead horse. Don't ask the same questions. So,
The dead horse is actually in the other room. I don't like to bring him in here. It smells.
Sayena, did you finish what you
we don't
wanted
know
to
anything
say?
about the commander abilities yet.
No, we don't.
Can we
What-
change
what
the
about
HUD colors? HUD
No,
colors.
you cannot.
Hammer, orbital strike. I'll pop in here. Anything? You hear anything?
No.
No.
Well, sort of.
Sort of.
The orbital strike isn't going to be the classic orbital strike that we were familiar with in PlanetSide 1. They're going to be very Empire specific. So an orbital strike
good.
for a TR will be like, this rapid fire, I don't know, artillery strike.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the classic.
Okay.
That was a question.
That
How
we're
do you
used
feel
to.
about no artillery?
I don't have really a problem with it myself yet. We'll see how the game plays out before I decide whether or not. I didn't really think that it was needed in PlanetSide 1, so I don't really think that it's needed in PlanetSide 2, but you never know.
I didn't finish actually responding to Basti
Yeah, go ahead.
about his constructing with the world stuff. I think I don't know how the game actually currently plays, but I wouldn't see a problem with having outfits or squads being able to deploy their own little towers or stuff like that. As spawn points maybe. If they're like within a sphere of are there sphere of influences in PlanetSide?
No.
Not yet,
Well,
but there will
Not yet,
be.
no.
If there are, then stuff like that. But I don't know if we can populate an entire planet. I think that might be a little. I think it'll end up being too cookie cutter. We'll have the same bases, same all that stuff, and I don't think it'll be as organic because whenever I look at the videos, the world screams just continuity. It's just like it's all melded together. It looks fantastic.
Well, it wouldn't be that you just drop this entire base that is completely pre-made and it's done, but actually let outfits do like every single building in those bases. Let them do everything themselves, just made from the pre-made assets that are already in the game. The stuff that you usually collect just places on the map.
That is a
Let
silly.
them drop them right in.
Clegg wouldn't have a job then, and we got to see him crash galaxies.
Oh,
and
we got to
stuff.
see him make the
Oh my
water.
God. The dude is going famous once the game launches, and he's just like the Galaxy Crasher.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's a really interesting idea. I really do, and maybe if they can make something like that for an expansion later on or something, that would be amazing. However, I think that Tiger Smith touched on this. If you have more continents, then you can get rid of those footholds and actually have home continents and stuff like that, or sanctuaries themselves. Because right now we have so little continents, we have to have the footholds. Otherwise, there's no place else for someone to go.
Exactly. That's what I was going for. Yeah.
So maybe it'll expand out to that, and I really think they should. Hint, hint. SOE, Smedley, Arclegger, Higby, but yeah, I think that's where it should go, and outside of, and I do think we should go into space. Definitely, I think that needs to happen, especially with the flight mechanics.
Yeah. I want to be
not
a
like the old
unit.
Republic.
No,
Yeah.
I want to be a max unit running around on the hill on a battleship.
Nice.
That's what I want to do. And just jump into outer space.
Nice.
It looks like you're on the space station right now.
Yeah, I am.
He is.
ISS live.
That's how he rolls, man.
Yeah.
Basti live from space every show.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really see any more questions as Hannah muted me.
Yeah, the cat was playing around over there, so I muted her microphone. She started talking, and then there was no sound.
Well,
Oh.
I'm good. I don't know if we have anything else to discuss, but I think this was pretty fun.
All right.
And no, there was a question or a comment. Where was it? Is this too modern of an much of a modern FPS? That's kind of a silly question, i.e. statement.
I don't know what that means.
There's no such thing.
SOE has a history of making games ahead of their time. You know, PlanetSide 1 was way ahead of its time. EverQuest 2 was way ahead of its technical time. You have all these titles that go above and beyond where, our current hardware can go. And then as hardware increases and stuff like that, then you start seeing more effects, appear and things look better. And everything it kind of evolves with the hardware. I don't think it's ahead of its time. I think this is... I think what it is it's ahead of the entire industry. What we're seeing in videos looks amazing. It looks unbelievable. Why can't we have quality titles like this? This is... When you look at a Call of Duty, it doesn't look like this. Battlefield 3 comes close to that. But we're talking... Battlefield 3 is like a 64-player match game. We're talking 2,000 people. Nothing out there is going to touch this for years. I don't think anybody has the technology to do it.
They're setting the bar.
Yeah, the bar being set.
They're outdoing themselves before they're even done with it.
Yeah.
To add on this, they apparently have settings in the game called Ultra that no machine these days can support.
Yes. Yeah, they
are
have
prepared for the next 10 years. And
Yep.
they also support 5 years old PCs.
Yeah, they have the capability to crank up settings in this game. They had mentioned that numerous times that, you can't even hope to run right now. I mean, even if you wanted to. So that's definitely shows that they're really planning ahead. And
They're not lying when they say they're thinking ahead.
No. And we know that they have the 3-year or 5-year plan or whatever it is, and supposedly that's already
plan.
however many years it is, but we know that that's already in place and been planned out and written. So I'd love to see what that is.
And we will.
No, I'd like to see it now.
Yeah, I'm sick of the plans. Let's just get this going.
Yeah, let's get this fired up now.
Higby, if you're watching this, please make a comparison of the lowest settings, the medium settings, the highest settings right now, and the ultra settings. Same scene, just 4 screenshots. I want to see the difference.
So that would be cool.
I approve.
All right.
Well, I think we're good.
I think we're good to wrap up. Let's go ahead and you guys can kind of, say a few parting words, and then we'll go ahead and call it. We'll go from left to right in the bottom chat window as I see it. I don't know if you guys see it in the same order as I do. If you don't, then it'll be a surprise for you.
Doesn't matter.
But Tiger Smith, any closing thoughts? Any comments?
Not really. Other than I love doing these shows. I mean, I love you guys. Look we got 200 people. I remember when you first started this, you had 40 people.
Yeah,
not
it's pretty
even,
crazy.
Maybe. We still had a good time, but it's going to get bigger and bigger, and I'm pretty sure the following is going to get bigger. This game's going to blow up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and was always supporting. So, PlanetSide Universe all day.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Yeah. Actually, the interview last week we had just under 1,000 viewers. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep that going. Because
Well, Higby
we
isn't
failed.
on, so
Yeah. Well, no. I don't mean this time, but I was hoping to keep the show going last week when we had that many viewers, because it would have been pretty cool to have that many people interacting with
There
us.
could be
but
something going on right now, also.
There could be. I don't know what that would be, but there could be something happening. But yeah, it's been awesome. Like you said, I mean, we've really picked up even over the past. I think we've been doing these. Well, this is the 10th episode actually.
video, is it?
This is the 10th video episode that we've done. Actually,
Time flies.
Yeah, it does. So we've
10 video?
Yeah, we've done 10 video episodes. Let me look at my script again. Yeah, 10.
Stop asking about beta. We don't know
episodes.
about beta.
10th episodes. This is our
What's
10th
beta?
episode.
Besides
Jen,
the-
beta, can you please
What?
tell us?
Can you tell us more about this?
If
We
I
would love
knew
to know
when beta
more.
was, do you really think I'd tell you? But we don't.
I
Okay.
don't. I really don't.
I think Jen should announce beta, because all I remember from the last stream was no more questions about beta. That's it.
Enough already.
Oh, you guys, I hold my tongue on the forums. You ask Hama.
Yeah, she wants to yell at
Because
everybody.
I am very opinionated.
She wants to yell at everyone, and I don't allow it.
Yeah. You're lucky Hama
But-
has me on a short leash, so to speak.
Like she has said numerous times, I am extremely patient with the community, but I am not patient in real life. Anyway.
Thank you, everyone, for
Yeah.
him taking out all of his impatience on you, on me. I thank you for that.
Yeah. Anyway. Sayano, closing thoughts.
So thank you, Hema, for always doing a fantastic job with this stuff. I know it's a lot of work for you, and it's keeps you stressed out.
Indeed.
You have a lot of secrets to hold, buddy, and you do a really good job with it. So I really appreciate that and what you do for the community and everything.
Well, thank you.
Don't stream beta, you people
Yes.
out there that happen to be in it. Don't stream it, okay? There was this guy. It was hilarious. He was live streaming it, and SOE came and gave him the SmackDown live on his stream. It was fantastic. If you missed that, good, because you weren't supposed to be seeing it anyway. But
It was
yeah,
hilarious.
It was, don't stream it. Don't tell anybody about it. Don't speak about it. Just don't. Okay, you're just gonna get people upset. And an NDA is a legal contract. When you sign one, you can't talk about it. All right, they can take legal action on you, and they will. They're very serious about it. So just don't do it. Just better not
Yes.
to.
And
Don't
if
show
you
your
love
friends.
And if you love the game, don't do it, because you're jeopardizing the chance to play beta and possibly get your account banned.
Yep. And,
Exactly.
And stop asking me. Please.
Stop asking anybody. I'm getting IMs about,
Damn
hey,
it.
you're in beta, right? You're in beta, right? You're beta?
You must know.
Have you played beta? No, I'm not. I'm telling you right now. Stop asking me. I'm not in beta.
Stop asking me questions, damn it. And no, you can't stream. And no, you can't tell us or post everything that you want in the form.
And you would know that you could not stream if you
And-
read the NDA.
And some jackwagon actually posted a screenshot of the beta forums, a post from SMED, and I was like, really, you're gonna do that? You're an idiot.
That you can't. I don't know if you can go to jail, but they will take legal action against you.
Did somebody ask if you could go to jail?
In Twitch.
Oh, really? I don't think you're
I
gonna
don't
go
know
to
about
jail.
that, but if they're serious enough, they could.
You're gonna do hard time in a federal
They
They
prison.
can sue you. They can sue you because you're jeopardizing their IP, their intellectual property.
Yeah.
You can ruin their entire IP, and that's kind of the issue. Is an NDA is to protect SOE, and when you break that, you are hurting SOE. So if you like PlanetSide 2, if you love this game, if you love SOE, stop doing it. Just stop. Okay, I'm done.
They could actually go as far and sue you for breaking the contract of the NDA.
If they wanted
that
to.
would be quite expensive for you, not for them, because they have loads of lawyers.
Yeah, they have a room full of
They
them.
don't want that.
I know they have a room full of lawyers. I've seen it. Okay, maybe it's not a room full, but they do have a legal team. So it's like they're there all the time. It's not like they're not there. They're there every day doing work and
don't think
approving
you'll get away
videos
with
and
it.
stuff.
I don't think you'll get away
No.
with it because they have people watching.
They will find
I mean,
out.
that guy the other night, within 5 minutes.
Yeah, they will find
And
out. And
here's another thing that a lot of people don't realize. Sorry to cut you off, Emma.
sorry.
Here's something that people don't realize. It's a beta program, and I would assume that they have process scanners throughout the entire thing. They can see everything you're running.
Yeah,
they can see
probably.
everything that you're, that if you're using Fraps, if you're using Skype, if you're using anything, they're going to see it. And they're going to be able to check to see if, you have outgoing from these programs or anything like that. Again, if you get into beta, read everything. Don't just, assume anything. You need to read everything, because when you break it, you're breaking a legal contract. It's
Indeed.
bad news if you break that.
You're
Indeed.
not in beta just to play. You're in beta to make a difference for
Yes.
the game. Remember that.
Yes. Anyway,
Final comments?
yes,
Who's
Basti.
last?
Basti is last. He was first, and now he's
Basti.
last. Final comments, Basti.
Get me off guard.
It's pretty late there, isn't it?
One rule and CNTR suck. Bye.
Okay. All right. Well, that was short and to the point.
No, yeah, Hammer.
Oh, he's serious.
Thanks for the AGN. Thanks for PSO. Thanks
Anytime.
for staying all those years with the community. You're awesome, man.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure. I love doing this stuff. I enjoy every moment of it. I hope to meet lots of you face to face this year at SOE Live. I've been in the PlanetSide community, as you know, for 10 years or 9 years. Well, almost 10 years for PSU. And I've not met that many PlanetSide players outside of my outfit, so I want to get started on doing that.
And seriously, people,
Damn it.
everybody who's listening or is going to be listening to this, sign up for SOE Live.
Yeah, man.
It's going to
go
be an
on
awesome
out.
time.
It's going to be fun.
You're going to meet some devs. You can actually get to sit down and shake their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Arcliger are actually going to be playing some Magic the Gathering. I'm going to be bringing my cards and stuff. Denicia is going to be joining us in that as well,
Yep,
as far
she'll
as
be
I
there.
understand.
There's a pool party.
So.
The
Radar
pool
will be
party's
there.
awesome.
Radar X. You can meet him. The pool party
Even
is
Arcliger, I'm sure.
out of control. It's off the hook.
Oh, yeah, Arcliger's
why did I
good
just
there,
say
man.
that?
We're playing Magic. He just confirmed it in the chat room.
Yeah, he's going to be there for sure.
And we're going to throw him in the pool.
Lots of PlanetSide devs will be there because they literally get on a bus and go out to Vegas from their studio. So there's going to be lots of them there. So definitely try and come out, meet some members of the community, meet the devs, meet all the
Support
people that
Sony.
you talk to, support Sony Online. Come on out. I mean, it's going to be an awesome game. It'll be a fun event. It's going to be, very PlanetSide focused this year. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. And those of you who are chilling out here in our Google Hangout, please stay there. I want to talk to you after the show
Don't
ends.
go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Don't disconnect. You too, Tiger Smith, even though you're black screen. Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in here tonight. We had a fairly good show considering the amount of technical failures that I had here on the show tonight, or pre-show.
Yeah, he was literally within 5 minutes of the show starting under his desk
Yeah.
messing around with his computer.
I need a drink now when this is over. That's when I need to have a drink. Anyway, so tune into our next show. We'll have another one in August. I don't have a date set yet, but we will definitely have another AGN. As soon as we are able to bring you video from the game and maybe do a live walkthrough or something like that, as soon as we can do something like that, we will let you guys know. Until then, if you're in tech test, don't talk about tech test. Don't stream it. Don't do any of that stuff.
You don't want to get on their bad side.
And follow us on Twitter. We all have Twitter accounts. There they are up on the screen. You can get kind of live updates about PlanetSide and hear what the various admins on PlanetSide Universe are up to if you're into that thing. Follow any one of us. We are available out there, and we're always tweeting. And if you follow PSUcom, you can also follow all the devs. We have a list of them listed there on PSUcom. So definitely follow us on Twitter. And
I know Hamma has a few beta keys that he
Oh,
could
yeah.
probably still give out. So it's a
indeed.
very, very good idea to follow both the Facebook
Yes.
and the Twitter
Yes.
account.
Facebook.com/planetside.universe and subscribe to us on YouTube. You will always get notifications when we upload something. This show will be up on YouTube tomorrow morning sometime, and you'll get a notification of that. It's youtube.com/PSUmedia. You can follow us on there and, always get our exclusive content. You'll never miss anything. So be sure to definitely be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Anyway, that's about it for now. So until next time, I am Hamma, and this is the Araxis Global Network, and we will see you next time. You have a good one.